Jace, how has this week of practice been different in preparation for 3 games in 4 days as opposed to one opponent?
I think it's somewhat similar, actually. I think we're not trying to look at it like who we're playing on Friday or who we could play on Sunday. I think we're taking it one day at a time. So we're focusing on Penn State right now. It is different in the sense of, we don't have 2 days before. It's a lot of play Penn State, okay, recover from it, next game is the next day. So it's more of like quick pace. But we're still focusing on the same thing. It's one game at a time, and it's going to be a challenge. Back to AAU days, playing 3 games in 4 days, but we're built for it, and our bodies are going to be okay, and we're just looking forward to playing Penn State right now.
So I guess follow-up is what specifically have y'all done this week or addressed to prepare you to return to that quick pace, quick recovery that you were used to in the AAU days?
I think it's just taking care of your body, making sure you see Eddie, getting your work in. For me, walking, staying on my feet, just doing what I do, doing what we do every day. I think it is a little bit more emphasized just because you're playing 3 games in 4 days, so your body's gonna be beat up a little bit. But just staying the course and doing the same thing you do every day. I think it just all relies on your work and what you prepared yourself up to this point. So we're definitely seeing Eddie. Shout out to him. He's taking care of us, and we're getting in there every day and getting treatment. He's here early mornings, late nights. So just making sure we're getting with him. Buzz is making sure he's taking care of our bodies on the court, and Eddie's making sure we take care of our bodies off of it. So that combo has helped us a lot up to this point, and I think it's going to be a big emphasis going into Disney.
With not being too far from where this tournament's being played, but what extra importance comes with traveling to Orlando for you?
I'm excited. It's my first time playing in Florida since I was a jit, 18, 17 years old. So it's definitely going to be fun to play in front of some of my people and have some of them come to the game. Some people have never seen me play in college. I was in Chicago, and closest I got was maybe Kentucky. So it's going to be fun for them to see me, and I'm looking forward to going closer to home, getting back closer to the Ville, seeing my mom and dad, my little brother. So it's exciting, but I think it's, we're going down there for a job. We're going down there to win and do something we've all never done is win a tournament. So it's going to be fun being home, but the goal is the goal, and the job is still a job. We're still focused and ready for Penn State and the games moving forward.
Other than your parents and your brother, who all do you expect to be there, and about how many of your
I got at least 20 people going to be there. So I got a couple coaches coming, just family, friends, people that are just, in Titusville is a small town. So it's a lot of people. There's not a lot of people there, so I'm very familiar with a lot of those people. So I'm sure there'll be people there that I don't even know are coming. That'll probably show up. So I'm assuming about 20. I got my grandma's gonna be there. My Uncle Ray's gonna be there, and my brother and his new wife are gonna be there.
Jace, what are some of those goals and expectations that y'all have set for this weekend?
I think it's just take it one step at a time, stay present, be where your feet are. I think it's also, we're trying to do something that none of us have ever done, which is be successful in November in a tournament. I haven't had success in November in a tournament. Buzz and his staff here hasn't been successful in a tournament in November. So just doing something we've never done before. And, in order to do something different, you can't do the same things you've been doing. So I think it's just, okay, we're in pre-practice. Let's take this a little bit more serious. They prepared us very well. We had a great 2 days before, and they know exactly what they're teaching us, and they know exactly what they're talking about. So just focusing on Penn State, making sure we're locked in the scout, making sure we're talking on defense, talking through ghost screens, and taking it one step at a time. But I really think it's just staying present and being where your feet are is going to help us the most.
I know you weren't here last year when the guys played Penn State, but I'm sure you've talked to some of your teammates.
I watched that game, yeah.
Yeah, so how much does it mean for y'all to have this, rematch, so to speak, early this season?
Right.
And I'm sure some of the guys who were here last year have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder.
100%. I mean, anybody that beats you, in March Madness, you're always going to feel some type of way about them. It is a little bit different of a team, but Penn State is Penn State. They still have Penn State across their chest. So it's definitely, there definitely is a tension there just because of how everything went last year. I was in Chicago watching the game, and I could tell, we didn't play the best we could have played. So just going out and knowing, last year we had a bad feeling leaving March Madness. So I definitely think it's a little like, we saw them on the schedule. We're definitely excited. For me, I haven't played them. You know what I'm saying? This is my third Big Ten team I ever played. So I'm going in it with, I'm ready to play Penn State. I'm sure you ask Solo and Four and Boots, they'll have a different answer. But I'm just doing it so they can, we feel better about them in a couple weeks. And I know it'll definitely be fun going to the locker room knowing we beat Penn State for sure.
How much of a launching point do these November tournaments you feel like have every season for every team, regardless of even how the results are, but just sort of like instilling what we're...
I think it's huge. We're playing really good teams in Orlando. And it sets you up long term. I think not to be Jacob or to get too far ahead, but, this is 3 big games we're playing. It's FAU, Butler, Penn State, like all these different teams that are in there that are high-level teams. And I think it definitely, moving forward, it helps you going into December. It's only 1 more month until you're in conference play. And going into December 7-0 is a lot different than going into December 4-3. I think it definitely has an impact on your team moving forward, and I think it'll definitely be good for us to get there and play high competition in a neutral site, and I think it'll be very beneficial for us for sure. No Disney questions?
Do you have a favorite park of the 4?
It's never been.
I've been to Universal. Universal's fun. I'm not a big roller coaster guy. I get real scared. I'm a little kid when it comes to stuff like that. But Universal was fun. I went there my middle school field trip. The Spider-Man roller coaster is the best. But I'm not like the big, like, fast hope. That's not my speed. Nah. But it's a good vibe out there. They got good Harry Potter vibes good over there. It's like a little nerds fiasco over there. So it's definitely fun for sure.
Who's your favorite character?
In Disney?
Yeah. Like a movie.
Probably Woody. I'm basic. Probably Woody or Buzz Lightyear. One of those two. I'm a nerd sometimes too, so those two.
Anything else? All right.
Perfect. Appreciate you guys.
Manny, how has this week of preparation for a tournament been different than any point this season in which you've only been preparing for a singular opponent?
That's a good question. I would say like what the coaches emphasize with the players, with the staff as well, with the meetings and things like that. It's just really focusing on us. I think that's the most important thing every game throughout the season. Like, we are our toughest opponent. We kind of just go through what we need to work on defensively. We try to bend the game towards our way, so they play our game, our style. So that's kind of been like the biggest emphasis to answer your question.
And you've been around this team for a couple of years and gone to different preseason, early season tournaments as well. How has the preparation for this one been different than years prior, considering the issues you've had in the last 2 years?
I would say just understanding what the stakes are at this point in the season. The position we put ourselves in, we've worked really hard to get to where we are right now. And, I don't think there's too much change in things, but like just our sense of awareness, our level of maturity, intensity throughout our practices. Each rep is an important rep, you know what I'm saying? So especially for today, because this was like our last day of work, our last day to like really have time to focus on our opponent and on ourselves as well. So yeah.
How much is that intensity or awareness ramped up, knowing who you face on Thursday and how last season ended?
Yeah, I was talking to myself about it earlier today and throughout the week, just thinking about it, just trying to get myself ramped up a little bit. But I think I think the intensity is really good. We had a really good practice today, and we had a really good practice yesterday. So, whenever you have a good day in this program, that's something to look forward to. That's something that, that encourages us to lead into the next game or the next practice or whatever. So I think it's been a really good 2 days.
How much have you allowed yourself to think about revenge?
Ever since we lost, like, that day against Penn State, that still lingers in my mind. Like, I can't let that feeling go. And I know my teammates feel the same way, too. But, every single day, up until, like, the first game of the season, I was thinking about, Penn State. Because I had a feeling, I heard that we were going to play them in the tournament, you know. And, you know, they said they got a lot of new guys and things like that, but it just doesn't change the fact of, you know, what we're coming for.
Man, I was talking to Jace about the fact that, you know, in November, there's been, you know, not winning tournaments, not doing well. You want to change that narrative. So what are some of the expectations and goals that you've set and the team has set?
For sure. You know, that's a good question. I've set a lot of expectations and goals for myself, you know, all my life, you know, as anyone should, to the point where, like, I would get stuck. I would get stuck up, and I would, like, because I'm trying to process everything. I'm trying to do everything right, and it's like I'm just never really in that moment. So I would say, like, the goal for me is just to be the best I can in that moment and be as engaged as I can. And for this team, I just want this team to win. Like, I want this team to, like, go to where we've never been able to go before. It hurts me more seeing the guys that have put in all the work, the coaches that have poured so much energy in and sacrificed so much, especially away from their families, not be able to get to where they want to get to, not being able to, you know, win the game like Penn State. You know, we got to the tournament. You know, it's been a while since that's happened, but, like, I wanted to go to the second round. I want to go to the Sweet 16, Elite Eight, you know, Final Four with them. And I feel like seeing, you know, them happy, you know, their feeling of success and achievement of getting to that point, you know, their work finally paying off, being noticed, that makes me really happy, you know what I'm saying? Just seeing everybody being able to eat, you know what I'm saying, and be successful.
What have you seen from, I guess, Henry just these past couple games?
Yeah.
SEC Player of the Week. Seems like he's really not only found his stride, but, you know, taking the lead on the front court there.
Yeah, I mean, I told him, I want to say the day after we got back from Ohio State, I think we were off, and I was at Reed, and I just told him, like, yo, Henry, like, I'm so happy for you, bro. Like, you're killing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to keep doing that. Henry's always had the ability. He's always had what it takes to do what he's doing right now. I don't really find it as a surprise. It was just a matter of it happening. Henry's just, I mean, one of the smartest kids I've ever met. Hard worker, intelligent dude, like a leader. And, you know, he has a lot of passion for this game. And I'm just so proud of, like, how far he's come. And, I mean, this is just the beginning for him. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's going to do really well. He's going to continue to flourish because he's been a big vocal piece of this team. And I think that gives him a lot more confidence. And, you know, he's getting better. You know, every summer, like, you know what I'm saying, he's working on his game with Loud, like with his, you know, post-game touches, finishing around the rim. He's already an animal on the board. So I believe that he's going to continue to do great things, and it's only going to get better for him from here.
Great composure there, man. That's
With the maybe like the lack of success in November, how, like, and especially adding Penn State into the mix, is there just, do you guys feel extra pressure going into it, or are you just trying to just kind of go out there and just kind of ball out?
Pressure makes diamonds for sure, especially, like, with the position Texas A&M is in. Like I said, like, Texas A&M is not known to be, you know, the basketball school or being able to draw in crowds that we've been able to draw in for the past couple of years. Like, yeah, I mean, there's always going to be pressure, but that comes with a privilege. I think Buzz preaches that to us all the time, and it's like, it's actually fun. Like, I get excited. Like, I get really nervous before games, but, like, at the same time, when I'm in it, it's just kind of like, I'm here, I'm having fun, I'm in, like, my element, my mode, you know, and I feel like that's the same with everybody else. So I guess you could say it's a little bit of both, you know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Seeing what this team has been able to do in regards to the crowds that have been here over the last year and just the hype around this team and the potential that y'all have, how much does that mean to you and the guys, and what do you think this team's truly capable of this season?
For me, like, growing up, I've always just wanted to be something. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know exactly what it was gonna be, but like I just wanted to be make something of myself and like be a part of something real, something special. You know, something like I wanted to be able to contribute. You know what I'm saying? Like be a piece, be a part of like something that's never been done before. And I feel like it means a lot whenever I look back. You know, sometimes all the time, like throughout the day and things like that, like I'm always just like, my mind is just like thinking of what's next. You know what I'm saying? A couple days, like the next week, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's my life gonna look like in a year? What's it gonna look like in 5, 10 years? And it's like, I'm constantly working so hard every day trying to envision that picture, that painting that I set for myself. And it's like, oftentimes I just kind of forget where I'm at right now. So whenever I do chill out and just think about where I'm at right now, it's kind of like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, my parents don't have to pay for college. 1. 2, it's like, I'm here with some of the best coaches in the country, playing alongside the best players in the country. And I feel like, you know what I'm saying, not a lot of kids from where I'm from were able to do what I'm doing. So it's kind of like, so maybe I am doing a good thing. Maybe I am making something of myself. And then for the team, it's like, freshman year, I remember they screwed us. And I mean, I could feel the hurt in Buzz's voice when he was interviewing, doing that interview like before we left for New York. And I know some of the guys, even the guys here now, they know about it. Like, we've talked about it. And I just feel like with this team, bro, the impact of winning, the importance of winning and doing it the right way, and it stems from our consistency. You know what I'm saying? It stems from what we do every day. I know it means so much to them to be in this position right now. I know that they've dreamed for things like this. You know what I'm saying? They've talked about this with their friends when they were little. Like, you know, they envision this on their own when they're going to sleep, in their own dreams. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it means a lot to these dudes. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I'm just so happy that they're here and they're able to experience this with, you know, the coaches and with the players that have been here for a while. And then what this team is capable of. There really is no ceiling. There really isn't. And you can feel it, like, in the games, practice. I remember we went to the Bahamas, and, like, that trip was, like, an amazing trip all around, off the court, on the court. Like, just the team bonding, the camaraderie between the guys. Like, I mean, it's different. And everybody loves to work. I love being around people that like to work, you know what I'm saying? So the mutual respect between that, it's already, you know, at an all-time high. So I appreciate it a lot.
All right.